to us, O God, as we journey through this holy week. May remembrances of innocent suffering summon our words and deeds for justice today. May recollections of trust transform reluctance to walk by faith when sight is clouded. This we pray in the name of the one that we follow. Amen. Well, that was quite a palm procession. The kids are so sweet. They jump and leap with these palms in their hands. It's like a parade. I love a parade. The ones here at church are but a symbol of the enormous crowds in Jerusalem celebrating the Passover when Jesus rides triumphantly into town. He rides in like royalty, but a symbol of the enormous crowds in Jerusalem that were celebrating the Passover. He rides in with all the codes and signals that indicate his lofty position to the crowds. The season's curriculum that I enjoy using informs us that the people in biblical times were used to military parades, something we don't do a lot here. They were displays to remind who was in power and who was not in power. The fear that Rome chose to instill and engender is the polar opposite of what Jesus intended when he rode into town. Amy Jill Levine, professor of New Testament at Vanderbilt University, tells us politically and historically, for Jesus to come into the city of Jerusalem and have people hail him as the son of David and a conquering king was downright dangerous. Pontius Pilate and others recognize that when the crowds hail a new hero, they are challenging that Roman governmental authority. And as Jesus is entering Jerusalem with the crowds from Nazareth to Galilee, so too was Pilate entering Jerusalem with his soldiers. So confrontation was inevitable. This particular parade was both jubilant and brimming with dark tones of a power structure that seriously did not want to be displaced. It was a regime that tried very hard to get rid of Jesus as soon as possible. Caiaphas, the high priest of the Jews, was between a rock and a hard place because his job was to keep the people happy and focused on God and their local community, while at the same time he had to keep the Roman authorities satisfied and thinking that they had the real power over his people. Frankly, it was like a business management nightmare. Romans had for years occupied Jerusalem, so the Jewish people were being ruled by a Caesar-led government which they had no respect and did not want to recognize. To the Jews, God was their only true leader, and the Roman domination was a serious moral problem. And I can so relate to this. I often question, who is the true authority in my life? Is it my job, my family, my church, my government, or is it God? Patrick and I are ordained to preach the word and minister the sacraments, but living a life of faith is not as much fun as you might think it is. And I'm not excusing the Jewish leader Caiaphas or saying that he was a really good guy deep down, but I do think that as people we can empathize with his position while he was under the thumb of the Roman Empire. In many ways, the scriptures for today, and thank you, Joe, for reading them, I appreciate it, they were all exposés on power. It's all about power. Who's got the power? Psalm 118 discusses the trappings of being the power source and reads, God lives within the gates of righteousness, which sounds to me like a gated community of self-righteous people. There's a building stone that's rejected, but then that building stone, which is thrown away, becomes the cornerstone, the chief cornerstone. The psalm prepares us for paradox here. The stone that the builder rejects has become the cornerstone, and what we think is going to be true is going to be turned inside out and not be true. Meaning, we should all watch out for our assumptions about both God and salvation. Like, what does that really mean? We should constantly be thinking about, what does salvation really mean? And what is God in my life? And who is the power and the authority for me? The psalm says the Lord brings light, which is an obvious source of power. And finally, it talks about exalting the Lord. I love the way you said it. You are my God, and I will give thanks to you. You are my God, and I will extol you. And in this way, we give God all the power. Or in other words, let go and let God. In the Gospel of Luke 19, Jesus goes right into claiming his authority, or power, if you will, by telling people what to do, and by golly, they do it. He said, go into the village ahead of you, and as you enter it, you will find there a colt that has never been ridden. Untie it and bring it here. And if anybody asks you, why are you untying it? What does he say? The Lord needs it. He doesn't sound very nice there. He's not really being polite. He doesn't say, please, or would you kindly go get the colt. He just says, bring it, and let's get it done. And I can tell you that being a congregational pastor does not give you the luxury of ordering people around like that. As much as we might secretly want to, because why? Because it doesn't work. Jesus is so bold the way he anticipates the inevitable question. A person might ask, Jesus, why am I untying this colt? And just like parents sometimes have to say to their kids when there's too many questions or it gets crazy, they say, because I... That's right. I'm a mother. That's why. And we've all heard that. And we may have said that before. When things come down to that level, it reinforces who's the boss, which is that paradox thing again. The result could go either way, and you never know which way it's going to go. Have you ever been in a situation like I have where you thought to yourself, I need to take the lead here, people. I need to be the grown-up in the room and take authority, as if nobody else knows what they're doing? You know what I mean. Then you find out what you think is just so fabulous and reasonable and decisive doesn't actually work. And you get egg on your face. And the people over whom you exercise authority really just don't trust you so much anymore. That happens to managers all the time, doesn't it? People who manage need to be hyper thoughtful and careful when exercising authority. And that's tricky. The use of concise and compassionate language is key. And you ask yourself, where does the power reside in our world? What does power look like? What is power supposed to look like? How does it operate? It's pretty clear that this year, women have leapt into the power grid with a force no one could have expected. And yet, the resistance to women in power is still so obvious. To this day, when a man does something bold and powerful, it's, what a guy! he's so cool, he's so powerful. But oftentimes, if a woman does the same thing, it's, what does she think she is? Am I right? It's like Mitch McConnell tried to do in 2017 with Senator Warren, saying, nevertheless, she persisted, which completely backfired. And this is not political. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. His phrase, nevertheless, she persisted, became a viral meme, which started an entire sub-movement in the women's movement. His whole quote was, she was warned, she was given an explanation, nevertheless, she persisted. And it doesn't matter where you stand on that. He created a nightmare for himself. He handed over the power and inadvertently started an entire movement. And come to think of it, that's exactly what happened to Jesus. Because the efforts of two powerful contingencies tried to shut him down, it caused him to become a martyr, which started an entire new religion, which Jesus never set out to do. If it wasn't for Pontius Pilate and Caiaphas, we might not be sitting here. In fact, we probably would not be sitting here worshiping this morning. Just think about that. If they had only known Pilate and Caiaphas, do you think they would have managed their community the way they did? On this Palm Sunday morning, let's consider another kind of power that comes from joy. In the case of Jesus, joy was created and he gave people a window into a better life, a fairer life, a kinder, more compassionate life. Jesus healed the sick and raised the dead, people. You know that. He listened to people. He heard people. He paid attention to people. And he responded to people. And that was radical. Listening is radical. This joy that Jesus preached. As a representative of Rome, Pilate offered a peace that was about keeping people down. People quiet in the face of a regime that impoverished them. He made them frightened, and he made them submissive. It was the drip, drip, drip of insidious power. It was a joyless kind of peace. Jesus offered life everlasting. A kingdom of God that is here and now in the present, and a familial love between people, where we take care of one another. That was radical. And it still is radical to this day. It's a power that says we are related in our very souls, and we are responsible for one another. Now, I know that might sound a little snowflakey to some people, but you know what? That is the message that Jesus preached. Maybe the story of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem was not about power or might, but maybe it was about love. Maybe it was about compassion. And maybe it was about celebration. We are all welcome to the parade of Jesus the Christ. And we are all free to sing and dance together and speak out and not let powers keep us quiet or down or ashamed. Be you. Be you. Love yourself and love others for who they are. There is no fear in the Jesus parade. The joy of Christ is on full display. As Joe said, this is the day the Lord hath made. Be happy and rejoice in it.